So many people say that the mind is the source of all problems. And that is a mass-produced statement in the spiritual community. That if you can just witness the mind, just observe the mind, not identify with the mind, then you will have no suffering. And as with a lot of these things that are said, I see that there is partial truth in it. But like with everything, literally everything, when it is taken as completely absolute, it lacks wholeness. It's partial and a fragmented view, because what we don't often see is that the mind and its narratives has its birth in bodily contractions. There is a contraction in the body before there is a contraction in the mind as some self-identifying narrative. And it's very difficult to see that, because our minds are often so loud that we don't even notice a contraction in the body. But if we think about intuition, we are intuitively aware of people's emotions or our surroundings on a feeling level before we know it in our mind, because our intuition precedes the mind. And yet we have the audacity to say that somehow the mind therefore can overrule the intuition and the instantaneous reactivity to the environment. If there is a lion in front of me, I will see it with my eyes, but my body will react before any thought arises. And in the state of fear, there is no thought. Fear is instantaneous. Panic is instantaneous. There is no room for thinking. There is no self during panic. It is completely spontaneous action. But where does the receptivity for that response come from? It comes from the body. So the body has natural intelligence. You can't just escape your suffering through the mind. You can't. I tried to do that for a long time. And eventually it will just fail you. And for me, I had to try again to resolve my suffering with my mind. And it just fails. It fails. And you will realize that your contractions and your beliefs, your limiting beliefs that you're trying to transcend through self-inquiry or some intellectual dissection, the beliefs are stored in your body. When someone challenges you, if you have repressed anger and someone is angry, it is a physical response that then manifests as a desire to pull away or to shut down. But it is originated as a physical contraction first. So with this knowledge, you get to a place where you're not caught up on transcending, you're caught up on inscending, is what it can be called. You are looking to not bring your consciousness up and out. You're looking to bring your consciousness down and in to the body. Because when the consciousness and your presence is in the body, it is grounded to the earth. It is, if our sole purpose was to transcend and go back into absorption with consciousness and the soul, then why would you have this life? Why would you have incarnated into this life? And it's because there is a reason, there is a purpose to be fulfilled, and you can only be truly present in the world if you are present in the body. And what happens for a lot of people is they undergo certain traumas when they're younger, very young, and they learn in a pre-verbal state that the body is not safe. And it means that the energies are not safe in the lower chakras. They're not safe in the body or in feeling or in, confidence and kind of self-identity. The energies are not safe in those lower chakras. So it seeks out somewhere where it is safe. And because consciousness is always safe in itself, because it is its own home, it will seek to return to itself instead of manifesting and incarnating fully in the body. So for a lot of trauma survivors, they will discover spirituality quite early in their life. They will awaken earlier than most, because the natural, if you want to call it that, there's no such thing as natural development, but the kind of predictive ideal scenario, if you will, but it's not true, we're just going to say that, would be that you incarnate fully into the body with no trauma. I'd love to meet someone that has none of that, but you incarnate with no trauma, you have no obstacles or wounds that develop throughout your whole childhood, and as you get older, your energy is able to naturally and steadily rise through your chakras and integrate fully, so they're all harmonized until you reach the transpersonal chakras and you are fully integrated. You are both in the world but not of the world. You are established in the lower chakras in the body, and you are established in your upper chakras in the soul. That's the ideal journey that it would take. But for people that have gone through trauma or had difficult childhoods, it's not the case. So they awaken earlier. And it's very good to know that, because for myself, I always thought, when I had my awakening experiences many years ago, I always thought, intuitively, I feel too young to have had this experience. I feel as though it's premature. And I did not understand at the time why I felt that. And it's only as years have gone by that I can understand that in some ways, not absolutely true, but in some ways it was premature, because the energies are not safe in the lower chakras. So it's a good understanding to have in your mind if you are someone who is quite young and has had these awakening experiences quite early in life, and you feel quite isolated, you feel quite confused because a lot of people that are your age are not going through the same thing. Just know that it is perfectly safe and you are perfectly protected and everything is well. It's just your unique path, as we all have one. And just know that you may find that you will seek out types of spirituality that will be to do with transcending. You'll want to escape the human experience. And eventually you may find that becomes exhausting and you feel a certain denial of a certain aspect of reality, and that aspect that you're denying is your humanity. It's not that the soul level that you've discovered is not real and that you're not limited by your human existence and that you are infinite and all of these kind of higher dimensions of reality. It's not that they're invalid, that they're not true, or that you've been removed from grace, or that you've been kicked out of heaven. No, it's that your mission, if you will, your soul's journey in this life, is to bring that knowledge down into the body, because it's only when it's alive wisdom in the body that is integrated and balanced and harmonized that it can truly be freely expressed and shared. Otherwise, what happens is the wisdom becomes very distorted, it becomes very heady, it becomes very intellectualized, and it doesn't retain itself in the body. So a lot of people in that scenario, what your work is, where your work lies in this life, is often going to be in grounding, emotional healing, resolving wounds that are blocking the energy descending into the lower chakras and to feel spiritual vitality permeate through the body. So that's really where your work lies in this life. And if that's not you, if you are someone watching this video who for some reason is drawn to watch this video and yet has never opened up any of the upper chakras, which I'd be really fascinated by, then you just keep doing what you're doing. Live your life and you'll slowly open up the upper chakras. But for most people drawn to spirituality, it's because those upper chakras are already opened to some extent. They're not completely open, and they're not probably completely balanced because the lower chakras are underdeveloped. But it's good to know this, and it's good to understand and give some context for certain experiences you've had in the past. So I really hope that you found this video valuable, and if you feel as though it would benefit someone, please do share it with them. Leave a like and subscribe for more if you enjoyed it. So thanks for tuning in, and see you in the next episode.